Hi there, savewith.crypto here. Okay, so I'm glad someone's paying attention because Daniel Luger here said about my last video where I was talking about how I was going to double the energy of my DEX account, and he said you did swap to XMEX, but you didn't energize the MEX. Therefore, your energy does not include the new MEX you created since it is not XMEX. He's absolutely totally correct, actually. So, yeah, I'm just going to sort that now because I'm obviously missing out, aren't I? Okay, so I'm going to come over here and go to my XMEX. And here I'm going to do convert to lock MEX. This is going to lock this 26 million MEX there. I'll lock it for 4 years. Okay. So, okay, so my energy is now 2.697 trillion. Now, this is actually a really big deal, because what we started off with was 2.632 trillion last Friday. So, basically, if we get 2.697, right, take away what it was when I started last Friday, 2.632, and you've got to understand this includes all the adding up all the stuff like from the shopping pool, that kind of thing, and taking the stuff from the earn account that's got the e-gold in the XPortal as well. So that was an increase of 0.065 trillion. Okay, so if we divide that by what it was originally, which is 2.632, that equals that, right? Multiply that by 100 to get it as a percentage, and it's stunning, 2.46, right? That is stunning, 2.46 in a week. So, okay, well, 2.47 almost, and let's call it 2.46, right? Let's say that the interest rate is 2.46, and that's weekly, okay. Then the initial investment is the current energy we're at now, which is like 2.697. This is in trillions, okay. Compound interval will be weekly, so we can do this weekly, 52 times a year, okay, over 1 year. Okay, so going 2.697 trillion up to, bloody hell, look at that, 9.54 trillion. That's quite an increase, isn't it? It's like almost getting on for a 4x, isn't it? And you can see here the months, that actually gets to, so twice 2. Where were we now? Twice 2.46 would be something like, nearly 5, isn't it? So when does it become 5? That becomes 0.51 after 6 months. So sometime within 6 months, that will double the energy. Now, once again, thank you very much for pointing it out. I couldn't believe I missed that, actually. It just shows you how unused I am to changing stuff into MEX and then sort of adding energy. I mean, I don't think I've ever kind of used that, really, apart from when we moved up to the DEX 2.0, whenever that was, a few months ago. So this is incredible, isn't it? So I've kind of formulating a plan here of a way to create a sort of like money machine, a kind of infinite money machine, and I think the only stumbling block I can see is what you need. You will need e-gold to provide the transaction fees. So I think what's going to make sense is if we kind of try and maximise the farm, the MEX e-gold farm. So basically when you get the metabond rewards, if there's enough there, then create more liquidity, put that back into the farm and just try and make as much XMEX as possible that way. And I think that is going to be the best way to move forward. And that way the farm will be producing, more and more stuff as it goes along. And it's doing like 80% or whatever. Now, if you're thinking that MEX might halve in value over the next year or next 6 months, that sort of won't matter, will it? Because you'll almost be making up for it with the actual amount of XMEX you're making. And if it does stay the same or even go up, then we're going to be quids in. So that's the kind of plan I've got moving forward. Once again, I just want to thank the whole Save the Crypto community for sort of, helping me out with these things, just pointing out things that I've missed completely. That was like quite a serious thing, and obviously with the larger account, I was missing out on quite a bit of energy. It was over 1% I was missing out, just because I forgot to do what I was doing for the whole purpose of it. I'm almost thinking like a bit like the old Denver strategy we were using back in 2021, where the idea was you were creating MEX and LKMEX, and then you were converting the MEX into eGold, and then creating more liquidity, and then kind of increasing the farm size that way. So basically making more LP tokens as you go along. I still think that is the plan. So I might give it a different name. So rather than Denver, I'll call it like Devon. That'd be quite a nice strategy. So anyway, so if you've got any good ideas about that strategy, I think that'd be really cool. Actually, the more I think about this is a really good name, actually, because Devon is a county in the southwest of England, and this place here in the picture, this is called Dawlish, which is like a nice little seaside town in Devon. And Dawlish is famous for its black swans, and I think we know all about black swans in crypto, don't we? So I think this would be quite a good name. So yeah, let's call it the Devon strategy. Okay, I like that. Okay, so I've not done much about this, so just put down a few sentences and stuff just to sort of start to formulate things in my mind. This is the idea of like, my Devon strategy. And with this, I want to use farms and I want to use staking. So the farms would be, for example, the eGold MEX farm on xExchange, and also the ZoidPay eGold farm on the ZoidPay platform. And I think that's going to be the sort of like heart of the idea. However, and we've seen this a hell of a lot with the eGold MEX farms on what was the Maiar DEX, is that impermanent loss is a big thing. If you're worried about impermanent loss, then staking doesn't cause impermanent loss. So you can stake eGold on the XPortal app and you can get about 9% APY. Or alternatively, you could stake ZoidPay. Well, you could meta stake it in xExchange, but I think it's better to stake it in my shopping pool where you'll get 17%. There's also ways to farm for ZoidPay as well with the ZoidPay platform. So you can create liquidity with eGold and ZoidPay and produce ZoidPay that way. Once again, that's going to be subject to impermanent loss. Now, I don't think that's such a bad one because I think eGold and ZoidPay have both got very rosy futures, and I think they should both go up together, sort of thing. And I think they're both going to be worth a lot more. The big worry is the MEX one, because a lot of people have lost faith in this, but I think that might be the way to go. I don't know. Either way, I think it's important to be exposed to ZoidPay and eGold, and obviously with the aim of producing MEX that we turn into XMEX, and then just keep producing all this stuff over and over again. Now, the two ideas I've got, rough idea number one is basically to increase the size of the farm. So we'll be taking the output of these things, all the liquid tokens like the BAT and the UTK and all that, turn it into eGold, and then we take the XMEX that we earn from the farm, provide more liquidity, refarm that, okay? And the second strategy I thought of is where we basically just produce MEX, turn everything into MEX, lock it up for 4 years so it becomes XMEX, and then just keep doing that. Now, I'm thinking the best way to do it might be a sort of combination of the two, and I just haven't quite thought it through. So ultimately, I would say after maybe a year or two, have something that just produces a steady flow of money that we can use to live on. That's the idea. Now, I'm thinking about spending or making this worth about $1,000 to start off with. I think that's a reasonable amount. And I'm probably going to use the existing DEX that we used for the $2,000 challenge back in 2001. And as you know, if you've been involved with that, that is currently worth about 10% of what it was originally worth. So I don't think we should sort of give up on it. I think we should look at this as an opportunity right now, to get in at the bottom and actually produce something that starts producing tokens that then become worth more in the bull run. Anyway, I'm no expert at this. I'm just a dude who makes YouTube videos, and I'd appreciate any thoughts, any worries, or any suggestions. Definitely, and yeah, just let's do this together. None of this is financial advice, obviously. You'd be an idiot to take my advice, and certainly you should do all your own research and just come up with your own kind of plan. But I would like your help, though. Anyway, if you're interested in that, please do leave a comment below. Make sure you're subscribed. Leave a nice comment anyway. Like the video, obviously. And above all, tell your friends.